Good day, all. It's another stay-at-home vlog today. I actually had every intention to go to a local thrift shop for this week's vlog, but the sun was shining and it's lovely, cool temperatures out, and my little pots from last week's vlog, the trip to Scenic Roots, were languishing in their pots, and they wanted to be put out and made into a lovely decoration. So that's what I'm doing. I figured I'd make a little collection of pots here, because here off the terrace is one of my main views. I sit here often in our main sitting room having tea, sketching. This is where when hubby and I sit and visit, this is our main view. So I thought, why not make the layout of the pots here? So here you go. And here we are with the things planted and ready to decorate. And it looks like the fishermen, the shell fishermen, the oyster fishermen, are starting to come in now. Although there may be a lobsterman out there setting a pot. You can see the tide is pretty high. The breakwall over there is completely under the sea. You can see a few cormorants up there. But the fishermen, I think what's happening is a lobsterman is putting his pot in and he's blocking the entrance for the shell fishermen. But busy seaside day. Oh, there he goes. But back to today's project, which was just planting up the pots we got in last week's vlog when we went to Scenic Roots. So now, of course, these marigolds look a little worse for wear, but they're so pretty that I kind of like, because my garden is a bit bedraggled, somewhat intentional, but mainly out of the fact that I'm the only gardener here. So I thought I might play on that. So I brought out my other blue and white pot, which I usually keep on my terrace. I bring these pots in the winter because I don't want them to crack, but we haven't even had a frost yet. So I brought out the galvanized because I love mixing terracotta and galvanized with more finer looking blue and white. And I really love this blue and white pot, which has the scenes on the side. So what I thought I would do to kind of spruce this up, because I see this from my main sitting room window as I'm watching the sea and having my tea, is sometimes it can look tacky, but sometimes it's fun. So I have a few little fun faux autumnal leaves and some gourds. And this little pumpkin is actually real. This is from my actual garden. I knew it wouldn't ever reach maturity, so I just picked it because I thought it would be really sweet in this little collection of things. Oh, and here come the fishermen in. I'm sorry, today's vlog's sort of another odd mishmash, as I'm trying to get back into doing just once a week on Sundays. I'm sort of trying to find my feet again. Back to our little arrangement here. So I think I'm going to go grab some little faux pumpkins and leaves, and we'll see if we can kind of spruce it up a bit more. Not that I don't already love it just as is. And you know what? This will also be the perfect backdrop to use for my miniatures, which I love to do photos and video of. All right, let me just grab those and we'll see what we can come up with. And isn't it a lovely, beautiful day? All right, let's grab some little faux things and see how we can make this look. I mean, I think it's quite pretty now, but let's see if we can add to it. And you can see I just added a few funny little, some faux gourds, my real little pumpkin. And I just think overall it's kind of pretty, even with, you obviously can see that those are faux leaves. And of course I could cut some leaves from some of our trees, but they're just starting to turn and these will last. And these are all just inexpensive things from the dollar store, so I don't care about them that much. In fact, the reason I know I can use them outside is I used them outside last year, forgot about them in a rain, and went out and saw that they were fine. So Now I pick up a few every now and then at the dollar store just to use this little year-round decoration. See how even having that stuck in the top is really sweet. And I could hardly resist setting up a little tea for Mr. Fox and Miss Bunny. They even got their blue and white china out to match the blue and white background in which they're having. And it looks like for tea they're having an acorn to share, rather like a large muffin. So I think it's just fun to make a little... I love to use plants as backdrops for our inspiration for my art, as well as just to do fun, jovial little setups like this. I mean, for hours I would amuse myself as a child this way, and I guess I just never grew out of it. But wouldn't you love to cozy up with Mr. Fox and Miss Bunny and grab a cuppa, buy these lovely pumpkins and autumnal flowers and the stillness of the sea? And look, even Algernon's joined us. He's on the spitting rock, just preening himself, having just had crab for luncheon. I spared you the crunching of it. Well, this is Sunday's vlog, an odd mishmash, per usual. I'm not sure what I'm going to settle in for vlogs, but I think I'm just going to make a little sampling of what I feel like. I had meant to gather up postcards of my days this week, but I had a very, very busy week. I'm falling behind on Inktober. And speaking of Inktober, for those of you who haven't been following me on Instagram, I guess I could share my latest Inktober. In fact, it's apropos of today because it has blue and white in. So here you can see I did a lovely blue heron tea party, sticking with my sea and tea theme for this month's October. We have the lovely surreal lady with the blue herons in her hair. Of course, the blue herons being the bit of sea, and that of course she is springing forth from a blue and white teacup. So it's actually very apropos for today's blue and white china display of our autumnal flowers. Now, I had planned this week to do little recordings each day to sort of collect up as little postcards for this vlog today. However, I wasn't able to keep up with it, but I did recall one day I was able to capture a bit of our sunrise, so I think I'll share that now. As I wanted to collect up little postcards of my week to share with you on our Sundays, now that I will be posting just Sundays, I was just having my tea, enjoying how I usually enjoy the morning, and thought, I'm going to snap this little postcard now. However, the sunrise has looked more brilliant because when the cloud cover is different, the sky is usually shot much brighter orange and peach, but it's lovely to see the orange of the sky this way. And then as you move this way, over there, towards the dock, can you see the giant harvest moon sliding below the tree line? I should have really come out early to show you, but I was just finishing my tea and getting ready to head out to do the chickens and the quail, because just as the sun is coming up and the moon is setting, that's my usual morning chores. I do a bit in the garden. I promise myself a tiny bit in the garden each morning, even if it's just putting one plant in the spare bed I've set up in the cut flower garden. A perennial I bought and hadn't found a place for, I put it there and save it for next spring. And after I do those things, by the time I'm finished, then the old moon there is slid below the trees. The sun is out more, and I can go for my morning walk. Isn't it majestic? I do hope the camera's picking it up. You can just see it slide down. And can you hear the morning birds? And every so often, I'm not sure if you can hear it, but my quail, the rooster quails, make that particular sound. And now that we know Una, of course, is a rooster, it could very well be Una, because Una, being so tame, usually calls out for me. And there we have the brilliance of the orange sherbet sunrise. And look at how it makes the sea like, almost like lapis lazuli or some sort of gem-like blue. And then, goodbye, Mr. Moon. We'll see you this evening. And one last look at the old harvest moon. So I hope you enjoyed that, seeing this view where the moon was setting over the trees, which is now quite sunny, and the sun was rising over there, which is now about well above midday, with the sun sparkling and the triangle whites of the sailboats in the distance. It's a lovely autumn New England day, quite warm, perfect day to be out planting, walking the shore, setting up vignettes of little animals enjoying tea parties, or just talking to oneself. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. I shall see you next Sunday, and I shall see you in the chats, and I might try to do more little posts in our community on YouTube this week. I have a little community channel. I can just make a post, so maybe I'll try to do that. We'll see. And and here, let me just show you my the nemesis, Bittersweet. Why I don't mind putting up with her sometimes, because look, this is the time when she shines. Can you see the yellow, as the husks of the yellow golden berries pop open and those beautiful orange? I almost look like miniature pumpkins inside. In fact, I could have cut a few of those to put in my arrangement, but maybe we'll do another arrangement next Sunday. All right, thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a lovely week. You can get out and enjoy whichever season you are currently in, depending on your hemisphere. I know I'm going to keep enjoying New England autumn and spring, two of my favorites for temperatures. And Algernon has settled in. The wind is just up enough to make the song in the trees. The tide is slowly rising. The fishermen are at their job, and I, after playing in the garden, will go back into my studio and get to work. But I'll still have some tea, and I'll still look out and enjoy our lovely view. All right, thank you for joining me today. And remember, stay creative. Cheers.